This is not a literal garage, but as most people know, a garage represents a space where we talk, dialogue, talk about life, talk about business perspectives, education, spiritual, everything, man. We even have sports talk. I talk about everything. So these two right here are. I'm gonna do a couple of photos before I even introduce. I already introduced your name. Before I really get into who you are and what you do, I want to do something fun real quick. Pull up some photos, man. So we gotta do something fun right here, man. Gotta do a little something fun. Okay, so this photo probably makes you reminisce a little bit.
Yeah.
So look at that photo. I mean, you know, it's a lot going on in this photo, man. You zoom in there, and that guy. Look at this guy. Now is he now Diane? Is he just posing, or is he actually doing something? What would you?
What is that? What is that? About 10 pounds? 5
And
each?
he's really struggling.
That's like 10 and 10. I think those were 10s.
I'm sure. I'm
That's
sure
like
forward curl.
that's like 20. Yeah, that's like 25 pounds total, right? That is at the YMCA where we met each other.
That's where we met.
That's where we met.
Boot camp was in there. I led the boot camps, and 6 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays in there. That was pretty crazy. Another interesting photo is this one right here. Now she look like she working. She doing it.
I'm really working.
Now is Nathan back there doing it, or what? Is he actually? Is he posing?
No, I think I'm heaving. I think I'm losing my focus.
Right. So I found that photo on my phone. That's a classic photo, man. That's awesome, man. We're both working. That's when we would go to the penthouse every now and again and get y'all out of the dungeon for a little break from the dungeon. We go up there. You remember that? So little fun stuff. Obviously right here is the model photo. I would probably say, I mean, Nathan, you look pretty good, man, but Diane, I think she got you beat on this one, man. On this one.
You're not going to get any argument out of me.
I try to set you up. You see that? So this is Nathan and Dianne Baxter. Okay, these two, I trained them. They came to my boot camp classes. They were like lifetime, or I would say Y lifers. How long were y'all going to the Y before I met you?
11 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's long enough. So I got to spend what 2.5, 3 years. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 a.m. seeing y'all, and I tried to find the outside when we would go to Guthrie photos, but they must be on my computer somewhere. So where Nathan would just be laid out after the workout. Laid on his back. So speaking of workouts, really quick, what we're gonna go Mount Rushmore. You know how many spots are on Mount Rushmore? You know what Mount Rushmore is? There's only four spots.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go Mount Rushmore exercises, Coach T exercises. You're just together kind of throw out the four like hardest ones. Like exercises. It could be push-ups, it could be squats, it could be a song, you know, I'm not hinting anything. It could be a song, you know.
Gotta get Sally in there.
Gotta get Sally in there.
Sally's on the Mount Rushmore. Bring Sally up, bring Sally down. Okay.
Burpees always. That's ground zero.
Burpees, man.
The one that I never can get down are the T. It's just because of my shoulders.
Oh, the T press. The T press is
I always
tough.
struggle with that one.
All right. Diane, give me a fourth one.
The where you push up and you do one.
Oh, the push-up rotation. Oh, yeah, that's a tough one. Man, yeah, burpees are burpees are great, man. I like burpees. So tell us who you are. I know who you are, but tell us about what you do, who you are, how long you've been married. You are expecting a grandbaby anytime now. We're literally on the clock right now. Okay.
Yes.
She's hooked up to Joseph right now.
She's hooked up. Okay. So we have to rush out. Y'all know why, everybody.
Family and I'll do the coming.
okay, so yeah, personal lives. This month is our 34-year wedding anniversary on April 25th.
34.
We really got to know each other in college, and married right after we graduated from college.
What college was that?
OSU.
Yeah, you know what the S stands for?
Super bad.
No, it stands for STEP, man. STEP University.
I knew.
We have 2 grown sons that are married and live in Frisco, Texas area. Between the 2, we have 3 grandbabies. Number 4 will be born today. Number 5 from the other son is going to be born July 15th. So we're getting ready to go to number 4 and 5 on grandbabies and love all that.
They were not practicing social distancing.
No, they were not. We got COVID grandbabies.
Those boys.
Same here.
Those boys been competing since elementary school.
Wow.
They're still competing.
It's a competition. So I feel sorry for their wives, man.
So, yeah, I've been building. I'm a Mary Kay senior sales director, 30 years with Mary Kay. That was just something I could do working from home while raising children. And now I love the freedom that I don't work it as much because I'm focusing more on Texas and grandbabies, going there, them coming here, and aging parents here in Tulsa, and lots more responsibilities there. And then because we're empty nesters and both work from home, we are choosing to travel a lot because we love to travel.
Oh yeah.
Out of the house. When you both work in the house all day, every day, that we love going and doing, and traveling has become a big part of our life. So just that freedom to be gone for a week at a time.
Nice. Is it better being what's better, being a parent or being a grandparent?
Grandparent. But I love the parenting. We loved every season.
We had a blast parenting.
We did.
What's your favorite season? And I'm just firing off right now. What's your favorite season of parenting? What was your favorite season? Because you have newborn, you have toddler, you have they're in school and maybe the teenage. Then you have kind of like I would say like adult, young adult. The young adult obviously is starts in teenage, but I'm talking about like that 20-year. They're out of the house probably, but they're 20 and they're you know what I mean, getting into it. You know what I'm saying? What would you say is your favorite stage of parenting?
Well, I think one of the things that we did is we got serious about studying the phases, and we made sort of a decision together. We're going to maximize every single phase. We're not going to resent or try and get ahead of the phase.
Right.
We catch ourselves periodically getting stuck in the last phase or trying to push them forward. And so because of that, I would say if you and I just sit down and went through everything, we could pick favorite moments of everything. We really embraced from infant to independency, adulthood, and now, we actually get to go and stay in their homes. So that's just been our parenting philosophy.
We are currently in with Selah, the 2-year-old stage. Was that challenging for y'all as well?
Yeah, there's a lot of phases where you're tired. They're extremely selfish individuals. They don't care about your work. They just want a snack.
Apple juice, some juice.
Yeah, they don't care about
or where they throw a fit in the middle of a store or.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there was 2 years there. We just said we're not going out anymore. We're done.
Oh, yes.
We'd like to go out to dinner because the mess all around. There are little high chairs in a restaurant, and we couldn't eat our food. We just thought, let's not go out.
Our parents walking around the restaurant. The other one's trying to eat real quick. kid serves your meal and they go into meltdown mode. Well, now you got to walk out. So we just said, we're done. We're not going out.
We literally we just experienced it this week. We literally just tried. I said, you know what? Let's grab them up. Let's go somewhere. You know what I mean? And if it's not one crying, it's the other. And by the time you get the other one calmed down, the other one, something gets the other one going. Especially 2-year-old, right? It's like, you know, you know what? We came to the same thing. It's like, you know what? Ashley was like, you know, we can't do this. We can't do it.
We started eating outside and picnicking. I mean, that's about.
And she's like, we can't do it. And I was like, no, I think we can. And I was like, no, we can't. You're right. We can't.
Ours are 19 months apart in age, and yours are real close like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2 years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 years. Like 2 years. It's really almost to the date. 2 years to the date almost. So y'all both from Tulsa, or are y'all both from Oklahoma? You know what?
Yeah, we're Tulsa. I went to Memorial High School. She went to Union.
So. I forgive both of you. Go ahead.
We were raised here, Oklahoma State, and then we came back to Tulsa to work, start our careers.
I forgive you if you're going to Memorial, and I guess me and you are like, I say I forgive you going to Memorial because Memorial is my high school's rival. I went to Central High School, so the Charge is my rival. I guess me and Nathan have some type of a taste for Union girls because Ashley went to Union as well. So I guess I got me a good one with the Union girls. I got me a Valley girl. So yes, so you've been married 34 years. Your grandparents now. From talking to you before, I mean we've talked so much before, but is this little thing right here?
Mm-hmm.
Real coaching success. This your?
Doesn't look like it's been read.
Oh no, it's in here. Look, let me show you something. Man. Let me just go ahead and let me get some proof in here for you. Let me get some proof for you. Look at this. Some highlights in this thing, man.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay. You know, highlight in here. Okay. We highlighting.
What color is the highlighter?
You know, it's funny you asked that. So
shows a little orange and black.
I went to my wife has this little, she's organized person, so she has these little things, highlighter little pouch, right? So I'm going, I know I want to grab the classic, the classic neon, yellow, I seen orange. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go into orange, not because I have any love for OSU, but because the book is orange. Let me go ahead and just match the book. Okay, let's go with that. Okay, so don't think it's because it's a post. Okay, it's if there was a Sooner red, I would have picked that in a heartbeat. I would have loved to mark through your book with a OU red highlight. This is your first book, right?
Yeah.
That you've written. How did it feel getting your first book done?
Well, great, because it's part of our strategic plan for one of our companies. So we knew. I've been asked my whole life to write books, and I've never written one because I didn't want to. It's just not something that I'm interested in doing. But when I wanted to achieve a certification process to train people in coaching, I needed a core curriculum book. And so that's why we wrote that. We wrote it to encourage other coaches that they just want to know kind of, how did you guys do it? What are some of your secrets? What are some of your tips?
Yeah.
Instead of me just always being on the phone talking to people, I said, I'm just going to put everything I know about coaching into this book, and I want to make it as simple as possible to encourage other people in their own.
Yeah, it definitely seems like an easy read. Number one, you were right. I haven't finished reading the book. Number two, the intro is so captivating to me.
Oh, our story?
Meeting with Dave.
Yeah.
And it's just that one kind of got me and kept me. I kind of went back over that again, and just it's very interesting. I want to get more into it a little bit in a second, but the two experiences that each of you were in unknowingly, it seemed like, and the fact that this group is still together every year is amazing, because that was in '93, I believe, or something like that.
Yeah.
And y'all had your first kid, and I think I probably connect with that because this is kind of the similar season I'm in, right? Beginning of parenthood and these type of things. So you wrote a book. You said they always asked you to write a book, but you didn't want to really do that. You said this before about even like speaking and facilitating. You don't really like that, but you always get asked to facilitate. So you're doing a couple things that are requested by you, and it seems like it's a gift that you have, but not necessarily something that you would be the first. It'd be the first thing you do when you wake up.
Yeah, it's been a internal battle. I did a workshop yesterday for one of my clients with there's probably 40 people there. I taught on leadership and management. I don't enjoy public speaking. I'll tell you how hard-headed I was. I preached for 28 years, 3 times a week.
There's some public speaking.
And I didn't like it, but I did it anyway. It's
But you were probably so good at it. The people who are sitting congregational, or whether it's other coaches or whatever sitting before you, or even like myself, we've taught before. They don't get the impression that you don't like it. It seems so naturally. Would you say the same thing, Dianne, about it? It seems so naturally, like
very good at it.
Yeah.
Very good at it.
But in his mind, he's probably. I wonder if you're thinking in your mind, dang, you're like on a time clock in your head. Like, I can't wait till this is done.
Well, even yesterday, I mean, I've been at this 30 some years public speaking, and even yesterday, driving to Oklahoma City, I was thinking, man, I don't want to do this. So, but here's the difference. I have a skill and a talent. It's just in me, and I can do it. The difference is it doesn't energize me. And that's a real point of maturity when human beings understand that there's a difference between what you're gifted and talented at and what sucks the life out of you and what gives you life. And so I made a major shift in my career 11 years ago, where I said, I want to now stay in my giftedness, but also see if I can marry that with what energizes me. And so the first thing I got to get rid of is public speaking, because I'm gifted at it, but I don't really enjoy it. And what energizes me is, well, like when you and I hang out, one-on-one conversations with entrepreneurs and leaders. That's a cool combo for me, and I can do it all day long and get up the next day and do it. So that's the difference. It's the same way with writing. I mean, the amount of content I've written it's even scares me, but it doesn't need to be in a book form until the need showed up, and that's why we went ahead and pressed on and did the book.
Interesting. That's interesting. You said you have a skill, but it's not what brings you alive, so to speak.
Yeah.
So as people, we probably need to like. There's a difference in having a skill or talented in something, and different from like what actually makes you tick and really gives you life, so to speak.
Life.
Very interesting. I think the battle is, for me personally, and maybe some others out there too, I think I battle with like what gives me life and what I have a natural ability, natural skill in. I try to make what gives me life. I want to make that my what brings the finances and provides for my home, for my life, I battle with that. And so, yeah, I can understand what you mean by not want to do certain things.
There's certain seasons in life where we don't have a choice. We need to be responsible to put food on the table and earn our living, and we have to be in careers and job responsibilities that aren't life-giving. And people need to stay diligent to that. But if you can find a way to earn a living and be in that sweet spot, that's a pretty special opportunity.
Right. So there's seasons in life where you're going to have to work somewhere that's not life-giving, but it's financial giving. it's taking care. It might be paying you so many dollars to where it's like, I gotta go for this in order to take care. Like I'm early in parenthood, right? So right now it's pivotal. It's huge what I do as it pertains to financial providence for my family.
Mm-hmm.
And that might mean I'm doing something for a moment or a season or several years of this first few years of this stage or whatever, where I'm like, oh man, I don't know about this. And then it's just like, but I got to do it to provide for my babies and my wife.
So here, just to give you a little bit of a metric. So for 28 years, probably 70% of my job I did not enjoy, but it afforded me the opportunity for the 30%. So that's 28. So as I got older and I began to have some margin, I thought, what happens if, and I had no idea what I would do for a living, but I just gave myself permission to ask the question, what happens if I could spend 90% of my day earning income that is life-giving and only 10% on what is draining?
Mm-hmm.
And that was a 2-year conversation with my mentors, Dianne, our pastor, trying to figure that out. And that's where I landed on coaching.
I don't know if you have the numbers in front of you or if you know the numbers, but just a rough estimate or whatever, percentage wise, how many percentage of people do you think is out there who are spending 90% or even 100% of doing something that's life sucking?
Oh, well, a lot of clients that I meet with, that's their problem. I would say if you did a cross section of all the leaders I work with, most of them are in their 50s and 60s. And then the rest are 40s. I don't have a lot of 30-year-olds. So what happens when you're in your 50s is you've sort of built your career, you've built your resume, you're probably making more than what you made earlier.
With 20. Mm-hmm.
But you've worked so hard that you've kind of
can't leave it.
You've boxed yourself in because now you're funding your family or your lifestyle, but you don't like what you do.
So it's almost it becomes a scary thing. So would you define it as, I've heard this before when I was young and even now this is my last year of my 30s, by the way. And I'm at 39. Okay, I'm getting into 40. Okay, would you call that midlife crisis?
Well, I'd call it midlife. It's a crisis if you begin to do destructive behavior.
Well, okay. Well, I think some people, I've talked to some clients, training clients, as y'all know, I do fitness training, and it feels like a midlife crisis for people who have done this one thing for so long, only to get to a place to realize, like, this ain't even who I am, what I am. And they have to switch and find out a new path. It's like starting over. It feels like you're starting in kindergarten, but you're like 40 or 50 because you're starting over with. So that's the crisis of it. It's a midlife. It's like what have I been doing all my life? Looking back, I've wasted so much time. And looking forward and like, oh man, do I have 50 more years left? You know what I mean? So that can be kind of I'll realize some people that I've listened to before.
Yeah, and I actually think it's healthy to be in a little bit of a panic mode. I think that's and I don't think it's, one of my ways to encourage folks is that you haven't wasted anything. You haven't wasted your life at all. But let's build on that. Let's learn from the past 20 years to give us direction for the next 20.
I saw something in the book right here, and I flipped this earlier, and I wanted to do it. It caught my eye, but Dianne, the coach. Okay, I have it right there. Dianne, the coach. You share when we're together, when we all get together, but you seem very reserved, very, maybe she's a silent assassin. Maybe she's like, don't mess with this one, even though she can. So what if I have Dianne as a coach, or if a woman has Dianne as a coach, what kind of coach is she getting? What is Dianne? Who is Dianne the coach? I know Dianne the fitness client, but who is Dianne the coach?
I'm going to be the one that's going to come alongside her. I'm going to want to know everything about her family, her kids, just what she's passionate about in general. And then whatever we're trying to tackle for her, maybe with her career, I'm going to give direction on what she needs to do, but I'm going to pay attention to how it affects the family, how it affects the relationship with the husband, how it affects the kids. All of a sudden, mom's gone more often because she's building her business and she's not as home as much, or she's missing a gain here or there for kids. How's that impacting her emotionally? You got to teach your kids. Sometimes mom can't be at everything because I'm working on this goal.
For your livelihood.
For their livelihood. I mean, that was me, and that's a lot of the women I'm working with. There's a pull for the women for that role of wife and mother, and I'm also trying to be a businesswoman.
What is the balance? I want to talk about that because, listening to Ashley talk, and other friends that we have that are in motherhood as well, from the mother standpoint, it's like it's so hard to balance motherhood, wife, being a spouse, and your career or your purpose or what work you want to be in. I mean, how challenging is that balance? I mean, how do you keep all those afloat without one of them dropping? Like, if the mothers out there who are killing it as a mother, right? When I say killing it, they're doing really good as a mother. They're routine is on point, killing it, all that stuff. But then maybe the ball's dropping when it comes to being a wife. Or maybe the ball's dropping when it comes to their career. Or maybe their career is up high and the ball's dropping when it comes to motherhood. I mean, is that a real struggle? I mean, can you speak to that?
It's definitely a real struggle. Because there's just something I think innate in a woman. We love being moms if we're blessed, in that respect. But then you have to get to unrealistic expectations that you have of yourself, or even that you probably even trained to not realize, your kids and even maybe the husband to have. So there's a lot of good communication that has to happen over expectations. But then the other thing is, like when our boys were old enough, and this can be like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years of age, there's things I teach that you can do to get them on board. We would do goal posters, what we called them back in the day, or vision boards, but
vision boards.
Okay, where I had a picture of whatever goal I was going for in my Mary Kay business, but the boys got to cut out a little picture of a toy. Back in the day, it was Toys R Us deal. So they had a toy, and their little toy went up on the board. And when Mama makes her goal, the boys get their toy.
Very smart.
Talk about things they can do.
So you're doing motherhood and the career at the same time, but you've also it became a project for them.
project for them.
Mm.
It taught them goal setting. It taught them you don't get everything you want when you want it. It takes work to get the reward. That's a good life lesson. Nothing's easy. Nothing's always given to you. We will work for things.
Wow.
So I also did like a little envelope with each of their names on it. And anytime I left to go hold a Mary Kay appointment, which meant I wasn't at home, but when I came back, maybe we put $1 in each envelope. So it became, Mom, don't you need to go do another Mary Kay appointment? Because they knew that meant they were going to get $1 in their envelope.
Mom, you need to pick the work up. So now it's kind of reverse psychology there. Very, very, very clever. They're like, you need to pick it up, Mom. So now they're like pushing you in your career because they want to get rich. They want to get more money. Mom, go do some more. Can we?
You know, another thing that happened in that goal poster is when she didn't make her goals and she had to walk them through the burn and the disappointment because she's not getting their toys either. And that's a great life lesson because we had guys that were both athletes and I was committed to teach them how to lose. They're naturally gifted at winning and they're competitive, but
How to lose, brother.
yeah, if you're
How to lose
a good competitor, you got to learn how to lose because you're going to lose somewhere. And it was easy to teach them how to win. It was hard to teach them how to lose.
Yeah, if Connor threw his headgear on the mat when he lost a match, oh man, that was trouble when he got home. You don't throw the headgear on the mat at the end of a match, you lose.
It's easy to teach how to win. It's harder to teach how to lose. That is a lot. Because, like, we want to teach our kids how to win. We want to teach ours, but the best way to teach them how to win is teach them how to lose, huh?
That's right, because you're going to lose.
That's integrity.
You pick any athlete at the height of their game and you interview them and ask them how they manage their losses, they're going to start naming losses. Every competitive person, both in business and in athletics, loses. And your ability to, what are you going to do the next day, I think is a great lesson in character.
Interesting. Wow, that's good. I'm just sitting. That was a good one. That was a good one. That was a good one right there. You pulled that one out your hat. That was a good one right there. Okay, so let's go with You do life coaching. Okay, y'all both life coach. Do you coach couples?
I have in the past, and I will go back to doing that in my 60s. Right now, my business model is really geared around executives, and so I just don't have a lot of space. But we've coached couples. We've done couples workshops, and it's some of the funnest work I've ever done.
Couples workshops. Yes.
It's a hoot.
Yeah. Do y'all coach together, or y'all got separate clients as you coach?
We
Separate.
we don't coach together. We've tried a couple of things together and it didn't go well. We have two different styles. You see that in the book. There's no. I can't coach with Dianne and she can't coach with Dianne.
I can't coach with Dianne. I can't play on the same team, man. Come on.
But I
Okay.
love about his clients or, his day and his challenges. We love the end of the day
Yeah,
debrief.
we like trading stories.
Yeah.
Now we can cook together.
We can do everything else together.
But we can't coach together.
Right. We're going to go ahead and play golf together as soon as we're
play
done
golf
with you.
together. But can't coach together.
Can you teach together? Coaching and teaching? I mean, speaking?
Yeah, because in teaching you have, okay, my turn, your turn.
Your turn.
And in coaching, you're focused on the client. And if she starts interrupting me, I'm like, hey, what are you doing? I'm working my angle here. Just different styles.
Wow. So y'all are doing a company together. I mean, what's it like to do things as a married unit in terms of like business career?
Well, it's extremely rewarding.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of work in the area of honesty. You've got to be honest with each other.
Now, are you talking about the two different hats? When we go into business work, or we go into work, I got the hat of a business partner. This is not, if Nathan says something to you from a business standpoint, it can be easy for you to maybe take that a certain way because you got the wife hat on. You don't have the business partner hat on. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, and a lot, we've talked to a lot of couples about this, that, you've got your marriage and then you've got your business. And so when you go to work on the business, you can't take things personal, because then when you click out and you go back to marriage, there's some frost in the relationship. So it's in my opinion, it's something we had to learn to do, to just really be honest, because it's not about us, it's about the business going forward.
So talk about that, being honest. What do you mean by that? What's that? What do you go more into that? You have to be honest with each other. Like about if someone's hitting their goals or not hitting their goals, or if he can be a little bit better at what he's doing, or not. Like, you talking about that, or what do you mean by that?
Okay, here's what comes to my mind when he says that, what I think of. When he started working from home 11 years ago, started his company, Lead Self, Lead Others, and I had already been working in the home, 20 years. Yeah, there you go. Now he's working from home. I'm working from home, and an example back then was at our old house. We had the dining room table. Well, I would do Mary Kay makeovers at the dining room table. Well, now that's where he needs to have people came to the house for his one-on-one coaching sessions, and he needed the dining room table. At first I'm like, wait a minute, why don't you go meet in the lobby of a hotel, which you did, because this is my space where I've been doing my stuff. And so we had to work through, okay, maybe I could work differently. But the other thing that comes to mind is when there's just tasks he needs done for his company, because I do all the office work. I do invoicing, receiving payments.
The books. You're on the books.
I do the books. And then just all these other little small tasks. Well, when he tells you he needs something done, he just states it.
Go ahead and tell me what he says. Go ahead.
Hey, I need you to go make that deposit today, or I need you to call the doctor and schedule me my physical. I need you to call the dentist and schedule it can be from personal appointments to and he just says it. Well, some days I might kind of be like, well,
I ain't doing that.
You real loving,
Right. You call your own doctor, then you gonna come at me like that.
And I had to honestly say, honey, I know you're just telling me the things you need me to get done for you, but sometimes I just take it kind of hurtful.
So this is what it means to be honest. You're being honest with how he's saying it, making you feel. But he's just in a flow of just getting stuff done. He's just like bop.
It's what he does when he's in work mode. But I was kind of being hurt. So here's our solution for us. We have an app called Reminders, and you can create little lists. So anyway, there's a list that's called Dianne's Work. And anything he needs me to do, he just puts on that little list. Because the way I'm wired, I love a list, and when I check it, it just takes that item off the list, and I feel like I've accomplished because I see these little things get removed from the list as I work the list. But he's just put it on there instead of verbally telling me.
There's no tone. There's no tone to it. Very smart. That's good. Go ahead, Nathan.
One of our big shifts about 3 years ago is I asked, we've always co-owned the business together, but because Mary Kay was so prominent, I asked her, you've been at this 30 years. I kind of see it slowing way down. I see my business taking off. We got grandkids, you got aging parents. Would you consider coming on board more in the business? If not, I'll just hire it out. I already had 2 assistants. But there were some other, mainly a CFO function, that that I didn't want to hire that out. I really wanted her as co-owner of the business. And so she ramped down. And so then we started talking about delegation of duties. And I said, here's the stuff that I think you would be good at that keep me from growing the business. And so we went over those and I gave them to her. And so I was just treating her like I do my other assistants. I don't make suggestions. I don't want to hear your vote. I need you to do this for me. I mean, that's my personality style.
And but that's also that's being a leader. It's being a boss, right? I mean, not a boss like bossing someone, but the position of I'm delegating. I am, you know.
Well, my natural style is being bossy. I err being very direct, very straightforward.
You are very direct, very straightforward. You are.
So for me to be in my flow, I've always had to hire assistants that can work with that. So since I started this company, I have 8 assistants. The one I currently have has been with me 6 years, 7 years, and we are match made in heaven.
Would you say you're anal?
No, I would say I have an amazing ability to focus.
Mm.
And so I can zero in on the task at hand, which means I need the people helping me to just take what I give them so that I can remain focused. That's when I'm at my best.
Mm.
And so Becky, who's been my amazing assistant, she's 100% virtual. So we don't chat. It's all electronic and it works incredibly well. So with Dianne, I had to learn. We had to find a way
to communicate,
get stuff off my plate, but not be disrespectful to her.
Or not come off disrespectful.
Yeah, and the app was a tremendous solution.
Wow, that's for the couples out there, man. Get the app. You know,
you got to be honest.
You got to be honest, man. You do. How hard is it for guys to be honest?
Well, it
vulnerably honest.
It depends on what they're trying to achieve. I mean, if you don't want to have an awesome marriage, then don't be vulnerable. It's very simple. If you go for the gold, you got to be a human being.
There's a straightforward Nathan right there. That was it right there. That was it when he said that if you don't want a successful marriage, don't be vulnerable.
Yeah,
it's real.
So it's the old marriage is everything you put into it. So if you don't put in much, then don't complain if you don't get much out of it. You know, you got to be all in. And what I love about her is I have really made her an equal because she's a businesswoman just like I'm a business guy. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to treat her with respect in her business goals, her abilities. And I think I've always done that. I've always elevated her, and so when she came on as CFO, that's what I call her.
CFO, I call Ashley that all the time.
She actually gets paid.
Come on.
If you're going to come over and work, you're going to get paid for it. So, her favorite thing to do every month is to write herself a check.
But here's to my personality. So CFO in the business world, Chief Financial Officer, because I do take care of the finances in that respect. But I've added, I'm also the Chief Fun Officer. So I love picking out where we're taking the next trip.
Come on, man.
Trip, booking our, golf tee times like we're heading out to. So I'm the fun officer too.
Yes.
That balance there. And
that's Ashley, man. That's Ashley. Very interesting. So real coaching success. Okay, who is this book for? Is this for anybody, or what is this for? Who is this for?
It's definitely not for anybody. It's for someone that shares our passion for coaching or mentoring others. So not everybody has that passion, but there are certain people that they just have a natural bent towards being intentional in relationships. They pursue others. They make the phone call. They text. They're always pursuing relationships.
Yeah, that's me.
And so that's, whether you call yourself a coach or not, the main thing is that you have a passion for it. And you don't even know where it came from.
Right. It's just innate.
It's
Right.
there. And so for people that want to either take it up a notch as a ministry, in other words, they don't charge, or they want to take it up as
a business.
As a business, we wanted to share everything we've learned, because we didn't have anybody helping us, just so we can save them some time.
Well, it's a lot, man. Oh, we run out of time, man. There's so much that I would like to get in with y'all, man. Let's go with let's go with some business real quick. So y'all are in business. You have your own business. You've been working remote for 11 years. We had COVID that happened last year. We had 2020. Okay, we had the 2020 experience. Was it easy to see 2020 vision through that stuff, all that stuff, right? We have that. You have all this stuff happening. We had to be home. We had to be quiet. All of that. Coming out of 2020, some people were saying 2021 is 2020 part 2. What do you think the future of business? I like to call like online wealth. I feel like it was already there and bubbling, but I mean, do you think what has happened now is kind of making that thing explode even more? Or, what's your take on the future of business, if you have any take on that?
Well, I do think we have to learn how to definitely do more and more things virtually, even in sales organizations like I'm a part of. And I think there's an element that's going to stay. That's going to be a new norm.
Yeah.
So
it saves on gas.
Yeah, the per hour profit actually is better.
And parking meter fees and stuff like that. Yeah, man.
In my observation, your leaders, entrepreneurs, they just pivot. So
come on, man.
Classic example is the restaurants in Tulsa. I mean, it wasn't 2 weeks, and the real entrepreneurial thinkers, they opened that back door and started pumping food out the back. At some point, they even increased their revenues because they cut their overhead because they didn't have to open their dining room. The volume of food going out the door is much more because it's very efficient, and they actually made more money. And so what happened was there are people in the business community that they see opportunity and challenges, and they figure out a way to pivot.
The entrepreneur can pivot. I have this on my shirt. I want to just maybe one word, but dream, right? Okay. As a kid, what was your dream, Nathan?
Boy, I wasn't much of a dreamer as a kid.
Like if somebody asked you, what do you want to be when you grow up? What as a kid, what were you like? Was it a cowboy? Because you grew up on.
No, I don't like the smell of horses. And I lived on a farm. That's a
I know. So you didn't have a dream?
I didn't. My goal was to get out of jail, and I called high school jail. It's the same thing to me.
Ooh.
My entire goal is get me out of here.
Get out of jail.
At La Fortune, it was right on the boundary of Memorial High School. So every time I see it, I still chuckle, thinking of the guy that used to attend there. But my goal was to get out of high school, and I went to work for Jiffy Lube and oil.
You made it. You made it, brother.
Oil.
You made it at Jiffy. You made it.
And I was young, had no interest in college.
Nah, man.
I just wanted to work and do my thing.
Do your thing. Leave me alone.
So,
Dianne, do you have a dream as a kid?
I am daddy's little girl, and my dad's a successful, businessman, and I wanted to be a businesswoman. I wanted to wear high heels and the suit and the briefcase and work downtown Tulsa and make my daddy proud. And
hey, you sound when you say that, you sound like Jeannie Buss. You know who that is? Jeannie Buss is the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers, but her dad, Jerry Buss, was the original owner of it. He passed away, but he passed it down to her. Right? So she kind of took over in that, and So yeah, when you said that, she immediately popped in my head. So shout out to the Lakers. I'm a Laker fan. Thanks again for this, man. I'm glad we did this. We definitely have to do a part 2 because I know you have there's so much more I want to ask you about. But I'll see y'all next time, man. And all right, have a good one. Congrats.
See ya.
Okay.
All right, peace.